still 7 lengths in front. War can't pick him up. He's at Frankel. He gets an immediate response. The champion starts to draw away.
And a super duper warm welcome to the Barsters Inquiry Day 2 of the Royal Ascot meeting. My name's Lee Keys of systembet.co.uk, and as always, to chew the fat and discuss the talking points of today is my counterpart, John Lang. And that's. Have you got the girls in the basement, John?
Of course, right on cue.
That's it. Yeah, gagged. I hope. You don't want them knocking on the door and But anyway, so that's John Lang of John Joe's Blogspot on Facebook. Check it out if you can. If he's not blocked you, or Facebook don't block you, which is probably more suited to this day and age. Anyway, this is a long show, so we'll get on with it. I'm on the floor again today. Some of you will be delighted to hear. After the first race, old Wesley there, not doing me any turns whatsoever. Twilight gleaming at the mercy of the champion hurdle winning trainer, John Gavin Cromwell, with the Queen Mary winner.
Unbelievable, isn't it? I mean, he's got that to grow a leg from somewhere.
Yeah.
I thought Velasquez might have bagged the rail, actually, but he seemed as though he'd rather leave a gap. But, the winner looked much the best in the end. Was pulling Clay, could have probably gone round again.
Yep, absolutely. I'm offering no case for defeat, other than that, like you say, perhaps in an ideal world, you when you show that level of pace, you probably just cut up the one on your left, but maybe he's used to American rules where you do that, it's a foul, and they cry foul.
This is like what I was saying to you. I don't know why they bring them over myself. I mean, you can get a jockey that knows the score. I mean, it's not always prudent for our jockeys to go over there and ride in Breeders' Cup races if they're not experienced. No. And I don't think it's a particularly clever idea bringing them over. That's an idea. Not just one-offs like that.
It's a very fair comment. Very, very fair comment is that, because I mean, basically we are looking at a track which Velasquez. I mean, how many straight 5 and 6 furlong races will John Velasquez keep riding? I mean, it's different to a turn. Literally, you have to be a little bit cute sometimes at Ascot. Just have a little bit up your sleeve for that last furlong. I always felt Velasquez this week, both on Kofi Maker and on the filly today. He's just a busy jockey, very busy. His hands are busy. He's never like the horse. Obviously got natural pace, but I just felt he's just busy all the time. Busy. Didn't like it, but no excuses. I mean, the best horse won on the day, but I mean, Nuts and Hay Island again. Good old Irish. Henry de Bromhead comes over, wins the Brigadier Gerard, and now Gavin Cromwell, that champion hurdle winning trainer, now wins a Queen Mary. What a talented trainer to do both. Anyway, we'll move on. Yes, so that was me on the floor for the day, so you'll be delighted to know. But I think there's some bigger talking points today, and I'm quite upset, John, with the with Ascot, the ground, the watering policies. I think it's making a farce of it again. Would you agree?
Well, the straight track's an absolute farce, isn't it? I mean, there's no two ways about it, but this is what you get when you have 20 years of just letting Clarks do whatever the hell they like, and the BHA not standing up for the people that buy the product, the punter. Because this isn't the first time Stickle has offended. We've had years before where he's watered abundantly before forecast rain, and you've had pigsty ground on the last couple of days. There's probably every chance of that happening again this week with what could be coming tonight and over the next couple of days.
Yeah.
But until the BHA show some sort of interest in this product as a betting medium and understand that that's where the money's coming from, they're not going to get anywhere. I mean, this is just farcical. You know, I mean, he's ruined the races on the straight track, hasn't he?
Yeah. I mean, just talking about BHA, I filled that survey in yesterday that I showed you.
Yeah.
Basically, a survey for racehorse owners to say what they think about the BHA and the integrity of the sport. And I think I must have answered not competent in the handling of anything. It was quite funny filling it in. It was just one absolute arse rape. I was like replying in the boxes. You get so many texts. I think I ran out of text on one of them.
I honestly don't know what the hell you can say they are competent in. You know, maybe he's stopping people publishing the declarations on Twitter. Maybe they're quite quick off the mark doing that.
I mean, that was a disgrace. Andrew Smith, Festival Racing on Twitter. That's one of the biggest disgraces I've seen. The fella's had a bit of family trauma as well. He's lost a loved one, I believe, in the family, and he's not had a great time. And so what Andrew Smith does, he helps people on Twitter that's trying to study the cars of these 48-hour decks, trying to, you know, like your Tony Calvins of this world, trying to get copy out quickly because obviously the public, they don't publish the decks till 11, but they come out at 10. So Andrew Smith, Festival Racing, he's trying to help everyone, you know, go through the form as quick as they can, get copy out. You know, it's great for journalists, blah, blah, blah. Doing a service for someone on Twitter, gets the BHA letter saying, we're revoking your account, takes his account off him, his BHA admin account, which you get if you're an owner, and threatens him that if he ever does it again through any other means, then they're going to take legal action. I mean, that sums the BHA to an absolute T, a disgrace. I actually put that in one of my responses. I actually said that they said, why have you put very incompetent for integrity in terms of rides given to horses? And I said, because you will punish the little man every single time, but you will not punish the ones feeding at the top table ever.
Correct.
Ever. And that is why you there's no faith, because the poor lad that's learning his trade will get punished. The experienced guys, the ones that are taking the cream and the cherry on top off the cake, they're the ones that's getting away scot-free. Time and time again. Disgrace. Anyway, back to the ground. Side rant there. I mean, today, if you were drawn in the centre, John, basically, you had no chance of winning.
It was good night Vienna, wasn't it? You know,
yeah.
I mean, Jatari tried his best to get across. I mean, he probably went the wrong side there, didn't he? He's gone further, hasn't he, to go to the stands rail from the 12 box.
Yeah.
You know,
he perhaps should have gone far. Yeah.
But yeah, you know, I mean, his horse was, if not headed, spent a furlong out. You know, and what could you expect? You know, because I mean, he's more or less gone diagonally, hasn't he? Which would be worth about 8 length.
So what can we expect tomorrow in terms of right? So if no one's looked at the forecast, I keep checking the forecast quite regular today because it's obviously changing all the time, and I believe there's a little bit they're a little bit more optimistic now. There won't be as much rain forecast now. I think we had this discussion yesterday about like how much Ascot chuck on to try to keep it at good to firm, and it's looking now, but it does depend on what thunderstorms will hit. Obviously, it could be anywhere between sort of just 5 millimeters and 12 millimeters. So we don't know. It's somewhere there, round about there. Now, John, what would you say if it's 12 millimeters? What's the ground tomorrow?
From an 8 something stick rating, isn't it? It's about 8.3, the firmest stand side.
Yeah,
I would say that would probably knock it down to about what it is on the round course of about 7.8,
which would make it good.
Yeah,
The modern day good.
Yeah, the modern day good way, making what we call a nice print.
In 2008, it'd be good to soft in place.
Yeah, by a nice print, what I'm talking about there is a nice deep hole that's full of water and your dog can drink out of it. You know.
I'm nearly choked, man. Quality. Yeah, so I agree with that. So basically, if there's only, say, 5 or 6 millimeters, that's like a watering to maintain.
Yeah. Yeah, I would suggest it is. Yeah, the way the weight's going, I mean, I'm sort of expecting the worst here. I just think, you know, if it's going to kick you in the nuts, it kicks you hard, doesn't it? It doesn't hold back.
Yeah.
And I still think we could end up with the 28 to 30 scenario.
Yeah, it's like we're here budgeting for 5 to 12, and then
I've been looking very closely at the sires for tomorrow and going back through some of the damn sides and thinking, well, will this go if it's nearly up to its knees? And
we're like the Michael Fish of that hurricane that he said, "Don't worry, there's been no hurricane."
Yeah.
Yeah, and then everyone's like getting their house roofs ripped off. And anyway, right. So let's have a look on back today, and then we'll take some questions, and then swiftly move on to maybe a few fancies tomorrow to finish. Right, we'll look through the races today then. So obviously we've done the Queen Mary. We're all bored of that because you are bored of it. I don't know about you. It didn't look the greatest quality though, did it?
And again, you know, I think the 2-year-old races have been uber disappointing so far this week. You know, I think we've only probably got the Chesham that might salvage the situation now. And that could be run on plough, couldn't it? So.
It could certainly, yeah. We've got the Queen's Vase then, 305. What did you make of that?
I was nicely impressed with that winner. Interesting form link with Moving Time that runs tomorrow as well. I thought Wordsworth was a bit strange, actually. I didn't like his head carriage turning in, and then he run on like a Trojan the last furlong. Maybe just climbing a bit. He maybe wanted a bit of sting out the ground. I couldn't put anybody off backing either of them for the Ledger, I don't think.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on Wordsworth, right? He did the same at Navan in a way. Kind of, you know, was going all right. You know, you're thinking, go on, pick the front runner up, then pick it up, and then half of me thought, left a little bit flat by that, but maybe winner's all right. You know, you just don't know. You know, at this time.
Yeah.
And I just thought, well, it looks a stayer. It looks a real stayer. Maybe it's a future Prix de Cadram winner. I don't know, but it's certainly very slow. Because when the taps were turned on, it were all at sea. You know, he were under the pump before the home bend. And
I think it'd probably be better suited to Donny than Ascot as well.
You'd think so. So.
There's only one place you'd take it now. I mean, if you, I think as well, if you ran it in Voltigeur or something like that, you'd only end up putting spots on it.
It'd have no chance in Voltigeur. No, 0%.
Yeah.
But yeah, so okay, yeah, I agree with everything you said there. No real eye catchers in behind. 340 Ascot, the Cambridge Indie Angel, the only jockey in the race that knew what he was doing. I mean, that is probably the most incredible race of the meeting. Here we are, Group 2 for fillies and mares, experienced pilots, or so you think. They're all going down the centre, John, in the soup.
It was unbelievable, wasn't it? You know, I mean, the utter stupidity. And, I mean, everybody's criticising the jockeys. Where the hell are the trainers in this? Where's the instructions, the orders?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, come on. I mean, all right, the jockeys are out there riding. There's a bit of herd mentality. They tend to follow the leader, all the rest of it. These bloody trainers are either in the stands or in the owners and trainers bar, gawping at a telly screen, probably opening and closing the gobs like goldfish while they're watching. And they haven't sussed it. Yeah. You know, all you geniuses, you know, I mean, unbelievable.
It is. This is top level racing, and they haven't sussed it. They haven't sussed where to be. I mean, Lady Beaufort, Queen Power, just incredible. Well, D'Souza will talk about him in a minute, but I mean, if he doesn't lose King Power job, I'll be astounded. He's finished. He has to go back around the north and gaff tracks and Meckinhall. It's ride for Johnston in North, and he'll ride plenty of winners. But apart from that, he's awful. We go to the Prince of Wales, which John Gosden pulled out Lord North. John,
unbelievable again. I did mention this to somebody on Twitter. I think it's purely because he hadn't been able to bully the clerk into putting enough on. He ran it on the firm at the Raiders Cup, and he didn't junter or anything because he knows if he'd said out about adding extra water, an American clerk would have told him where to sling it.
Yeah, I mean it's that is just. I don't think that's cricket at all. I really don't. What John Gosden did today, but there we go. That's what we're dealing with. Love the winner. I don't. Obviously, that's not love at a brilliant best. That's not the love that obviously we saw. I think
far from it. Yeah, I mean, Armory's come out the best horse in the race there, hasn't he? Maybe.
I think so. Definitely didn't get the run of the race. Brought wide in the soup in the straight, and like you say, it's love really. Love. I mean, don't get me wrong, very tough mare, really tough mare, but I don't think she's run to a mark there.
She had an easy lead, hadn't she?
Yeah, I would say £5 to £6. Well, the reason why I say that is I actually had a bit in running because I thought she had an easy lead.
Yeah, I think I stuck at about £5 below her best.
Yeah.
I'm just checking now, see what I did give her. I give her 118.
Yeah. So she's not run to a mark there, but lovely to see her back, and a very, very tough mare, very admirable mare. So I'll not take anything away. Royal Hunt Cup, we were sick because obviously we were both on Astro King. More seconds than Jimmy White this meeting, John Me, MC Muldoon, Patrick Sarsfield, Twilight Gleaming, Astro King. Getting fed up now.
Yeah, it's getting a bit predictable, isn't it?
Yeah.
There'll be somebody wiring in saying, why aren't you backing in place only, you idiot? But
there'll be some absolutely.
You'd have been winning,
I know.
But, I mean, that was pretty awful, really, wasn't it? I think Nearside looked in front at one point. I don't know whether maybe went away a bit quick, but I mean, Astro King always looked like winning his side to me. I was never really worried till I realised that this other thing was 35 lengths in front onto the set.
I know, and then your eye just cocked to the left, cocked to the left, and up to the top of the screen. You thought, "What's this?" I feel like swearing.
I was hoping it'd clatter the last and unsafe.
It was like it was so much pain. It was like twisting the sword as it's already in, and you're thinking this is not fair. But
pretty dusty and early, and a winner for 25 years, has he?
No. Saeed bin Saror, he's now the poor relation of Godolphin.
The tyrant has relegated him to the realms of the handicaps, hasn't he?
Yeah. He's one above Zaruna.
Yeah. Only just, he's... They've probably told him he'll be visiting Zarona next.
Right, he must have objected to imprisonment of Latifa, and that's it.
Shakey's come down to watch a gallop one night, and he said, "How was your daughter doing? I haven't seen her for a bit." Both.
That's it. They're all best ones off to Charlie's. Right, Windsor Castle. So I'll annoy some people with my pronunciation of this winner. Chipotle. It's Chipotle, apparently. But Chipotle. I always say Chipotle.
I always say Chipotle as well.
Yeah, just to annoy people. It's so good. Obviously, look, stall one. I mean, the thing is, and right, like when you get off to a bad start at Ascot, like I have, I always think I make some really poor race by race decisions. Like I've gone on about the draw the night before. I've said really low or really high. So when stall 1 wins at 37-1 on Betfair SP, what are we doing? I don't know if you backed it, but I mean, what are we doing? Stall one beats stall 25 beats stall 3.
Yeah.
And in fifth place was stall 4. I mean, what are we doing? I mean, this is it. This is how you make money for a living. You basically identify things before the public do, and then we don't do it. I think that's where I'm out of form at the moment in terms of like race by race stuff. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, I thought the second was unlucky, John.
Yes.
Yes,
I think you could make a case for that being unlucky as well. Yeah.
He struggled to get a run. It powered through. And like I said, I know it's the favoured stand side, like the far side, but at the end of the day, that was really flying at the death. But you could possibly make a case as well for Bond Chairman as well. That wasn't particularly well drawn for Brian Smart finishing fourth. But again, I'm worrying about the stand of these races. I'm not being disrespectful, but Eve Johnson out and wins the Windsor Castle. Fourth trainer is Brian Smart. I'm not bouncing.
It's terrible, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's no joke to this. I mean, it's been rotten with 2-year-olds. Absolutely rotten.
And then only thing I want to talk about in last today is Sylvester de Souza. What's he been up to in the last?
I know. And unless Shakey's had a word with him and said, look, we don't want that fella getting all uppity and having tail winners.
A big drifter as well. A big drifter. Massive drifter. But about 6.4, and then about 5 minutes before the off, he just went out to about 9.6, 9.8. And then he doesn't take the blindfold off. That old chestnut.
Well, it's funny, watching that race on ITV, there was a hell of a lot of shouting before the starter dropped the hammer. And then ITV said Sil had pulled up after 100 yards or so. And he was riding back. And he said something about being very angry to Luke. And I don't know whether he was going to go back and stick one on the starter.
All right, okay. So there could have been a starting problem, but I mean, obviously he didn't take the blindfold off.
He might have been shouting he was hooked up in hood or whatever, And the starters thought, bugger it, I want to bait the traffic.
Anyway, we've covered off today. We're going to have to go on to tomorrow because we're always limited on time on these shows because you don't want to listen to us forever. So, just taking the questions quickly, John. Ian Davis says, I'll save Ian Davis because we can talk about this in a minute. Sean Griffiths just says, how much should we look at the jockey on board before making our selections? Do we take enough importance in the jockeys, John?
Sometimes I think I take more than enough importance, and then when they're out a stinker and it's somebody I'm not particularly keen on afterwards, I start thinking, what a bloody idiot for backing him.
Yeah.
You probably should be fairly careful sometimes how you're backing, and then you probably wouldn't back people like Laura Pearson in the last.
Yeah. I mean, this is it. It's very difficult because every fan's, when you're out of form, every fancy I seem to have, it's like it's it's Joe Fanning that rides it, or it's it's Graham Lee, or it's Rowan Scott, or it's Sylvester de Souza on an old upright.
Yeah. Once finessing home.
It's like that really. You just it plays on your mind. I can tell you that, Sean. Anyway, on to tomorrow. Let's go through this quickly, John, because we're probably over on time. We've got the Norfolk tomorrow, 5 furlongs. Anything in there that
I won't keep you long with that one. I have absolutely zero opinion on it, other than I thought it looked shit. I'd
agree with that. What I would say is I don't think Lucci's Wesley Ward's best either, because I've seen that in works and when it won and that I'm not convinced by that at all. And if rain comes, it's a no. 305, we go. Oh, right. I'll bring Ian Davis in. Mahartheth of the Willie Haggis band. You know, the big Derby hook. Ian Davis's big anti-purse voucher. He says, if Mahartheth wins tomorrow by the length of Ascot High Street, should Cooper be made to watch the replay on continuous loop until 2022 Blue Ribbon meeting?
Well, you think it'd be a good idea, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I think it's purely ground dependent again, isn't it? I mean, if he gets his 28 mil, you won't be seeing Mahartheth saying it. You know, he'll be sticking it away for the Voltigo, won't he?
Yeah, absolutely. It's all, like you said, it depends what they get overnight. Like we've already discussed, we think at the bar steward's prediction is it probably is going to be good ground tomorrow. Now, is that going to be William Agus walking the track good ground in his exciting shirt on the pull?
Yeah, the shagging shirt could be making a comeback.
The shagging shirt, or is it going to be, you know, on the fast side of good? But anyway, that's where it's difficult to tip when we've got a scenario like this. And as John mentioned, moving time is the big market mover. Sevens into Burlington Bertie, because obviously that slammed the Queen's Vase winner at HQ.
Thing is, I don't think that's supposed to go on the ground if it goes. If we did happen to get 28.
Hang on. We're back. Are we back, John?
Yeah.
We just had a brief spike then in the internet. The gremlins, sorry about that. Anyway, yeah, but I heard you. Yeah. I mean, it's not forced to go on the ground, agreed. But I'll tell you what, we'll put a lot of thoughts in the morning on the Twitter feed. Me and John will get
I had a little nosy at the race, and I thought Pythagoras and the Baby Josephs or Snap Ratira. I thought they were probably two reasonably sporting selections if the ground did go a bit shonky.
Yeah. Move on to the Ribblesdale with 340. My thoughts were twisted reality if the ground if they got about 47 thunderstorms, still green as grass. Ralph and Rafe will have definitely improved this, I think, from the last run. It's still learning.
Ralph's going to make Rafe walk the track in the morning.
I think so. Ralph will be in the bar. Rafe walks the track. O'Sheen will speak eloquently to whoever interviews him and tell him what a lovely filly this is, especially if the rain comes, I think, tomorrow. John, have you any thoughts on the Ribblesdale?
No Star goes on the soft. It should be all right on that. I wouldn't really guarantee that it would stay 12 furlongs, though, because it's quite keen going. And it's on its fourth jockey in 5 races, I think.
Yeah.
Which I think is absolutely pathetic. You know, I mean, the last thing you want really is to keep changing jockeys like on a filly like this, and that's all they seem to be doing at the minute.
Do you find it's odd that King's Coach rode it last twice and he's jocked him off?
Yeah, I don't just find it odd. I find it extremely stupid.
You know, he trusts him to ride other horses, but he obviously don't trust him to ride this.
Well, there was a fella on Twitter today that says he thinks it might be Judman because they're making some strange jockey bokings. So I'm maybe condemning the trainer unfairly. But either way, he needs a stable jockey.
Yeah, totally. Agreed. And obviously the big one tomorrow, the Ascot Gold Cup.
Well, yeah, I mean, I suppose everybody will want Stradivarius to do the business, and equally Yates, neither of which I think are the best stairs I've seen, to be honest. I think they're both a bit overrated. If it did rain appreciably, I think Trushan would be quite hard to beat. I can't be having the Johnston, either of the Johnston horses. I don't want to see him go on another run winning Gold Cups either. So, you know, I'd take a nice win for Holly on Trushan, and I think it'd be my ideal scenario tomorrow.
Yes, I mean, it would be nice, I think, to see Holly win the big one. No opinion from me really at the prices. Just is what it is. We move on to the 5 o'clock, which is the Britannia. 30 runners. Again, I think we just have to say if you're drawn centre, just ignore. I mean, we can only go on. We don't know what's going to happen with the precipitation and what that's going to do to the track. We don't know if then all of a sudden centre become. We don't have no idea. Zero. But you just have to go on today, wouldn't you? Really, like high and low.
Yeah, you would. Myself, I like Dino, the maiden of Roger Varians. It was with Richard Hughes last year. He stuck it in a group race against Etonian, second time up.
Yeah.
Form last time looks a bit shit, to be honest, because the runner-up got bait next time. But he actually lost both front shoes, so there was an excuse for that. And I think this thing off a mark of 94 could be dangerous, because I am expecting a bit of improvement for Varian this year from this horse, because to be honest with you, I haven't been overly impressed with Richard Hughes' training.
No, he's been disappointing. I agree. I totally agree. It's fair shout. Fair shout. Second off the trainer change. That's a good shout, John. I mean, I can see why. Obviously, Mithras is priced up favourite, but from stall 50, because it is a good horse. It is better than 98. But trap 15, you're not getting a shilling from me.
No.
Air to Air's massively up in class. That's second favourite. I know that's improving, but I mean that might get a nice ride from Jamie. Dropped out, and so I could probably see that running well. But yeah, it's a difficult race. Is that 5:35? The King George V handicap. John, thoughts?
I'd rarely say the ground, really. Just hard rarely say the ground. There's a lot of potential in there. There's quite a few that might not even stay the trip.
Yeah.
Tricky race. I'll peruse a bit more overnight, I think.
Again, I can understand why Salamarak's popular, because Salamarak has been entered up in some serious races. Like I know O'Brien's do this, and people say, they enter him full time, but this really has. This is like, it's in the Irish Derby, it's in it's in Group 3s, Group 2s, you name it. And he had numerous Ascot entries as well. I just like the fact they thought, no, we're coming here. That could be a big steamer tomorrow. Because that just might make mincemeat of 100. The one mention maybe just fine of Sir Michael Stouts.
Yes.
See the Stars King Mambo Mare. It's probably all right on with a bit of juice, but I'd prefer to see a normal surface. We'll see what we get. Obviously,
good ground. You'd have to give it a big chance. I think it's certain to stay.
Yeah, 4-1. Last time out against Mahathir. I know it disappointed, but it could certainly step forward from that. And I thought that was a big price at double carpet.
Absolutely.
Just fine. We move on to the finale, which is the Buckingham Palace, which is a new race over the 7 furlongs. Again, all I can say is it's high or low. And my selection here, it's been well found in the market overnight. Can't get any value. Bedouin Story, Saeed bin Saro. I think he's been making a point this week with his handicappers. Frankie Nattori in the saddle for this. I think that's the one with the low draw. I think that really is the one, the each way player of the day from me. Bedouin Story, John. Don't know about you.
We like old times for Frankie with old dusty leg up, wasn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I did have a fancy for Lord Campari in this, as you know.
You did, yeah.
I'm worried sick about the ground for him. Because the improvement that I'm hoping to see from him will come on good or quicker. I'm absolutely sure of that. Yeah. So, again, I'm going to have to wait.
Yep, it's a wait and see, folks. Check the Twitter feed tomorrow, because me and John will post some snippets of what we think. I'll be in touch with John in the morning. We'll have another conflab, and we'll get together and come up with some fancies for the day, which is obviously after we know the ground, because it's pointless as trying to put you in a direction where we might be a million, come tomorrow. It might be a good thing. We don't know. But anyway, keep your powder dry until tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed the show. We're going to be back again tomorrow evening again with day 3's review. Hope you enjoyed it. Me and John say bye for now.